Right now at 5:30, a bond judgment for a man accused of abusing an 84-year-old in La Crosse.
And local high school students put their engineering skills to the test in a robotics competition.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. In less than 2 weeks, La Crosse will elect a new mayor.
And in less than 2 hours, News 8 Now will be hosting a live mayoral debate. Allison Ferget is here in studio with a preview. Allison.
Ken and Emily, tonight will be one of the last chances for the candidates to set themselves apart ahead of the election. As you can see, they will be right here answering all the questions that we have. We plan on asking them about the topics that matter the most to La Crosse residents. Debates like these can be crucial in close local races as candidates look to shore up their voters. During the primary, less than 200 votes separated the two. Shondell Washington Spivey was the top vote getter, with Chris Kalo coming in second. And don't be surprised if we see another close race. In 2021, Mayor Mitch Reynolds defeated his opponent by 215 votes. La Crosse residents will decide who the next mayor will be on April 1st, but early voting is currently underway in the city. Our debate starts at 7 tonight. You can watch it on our 8.2 channel and our digital platforms. Reporting in the studio, Allison Ferget, News 8 Now.
Allison, thank you. Wisconsin teens now have a more convenient path to getting their driver's permit. The state DMV says those aspiring drivers can now take the two-part road knowledge test entirely online. That option available to 15 to 17-year-olds who have completed their classroom training. The online test will cost $10, but in-person testing at DMV centers is still free.
A group funded by Elon Musk is giving away $100,000 to Wisconsin voters to sign a petition opposing, quote, activist judges. This comes just 2 weeks before the Wisconsin Supreme Court election. The winner of the election will determine whether the court remains under liberal control or flips to a conservative majority.
One of 3 men accused of battering and imprisoning an elderly man was in La Crosse court this morning. 40-year-old Kyle Wedekind is accused of 4 felony counts of kidnapping, physical abuse of an elder, and false imprisonment. The 84-year-old man told investigators that the men battered him and locked him in his basement, demanding money and a PIN for his bank card. Wedekind, who allegedly caused many of the man's physical injuries, has pleaded not guilty and is bound over for trial.
The city of La Crosse is getting ready to open its brush and yard waste site on Isle La Plume on Monday. There will be a $25 yearly fee for each vehicle that wants to be registered by the city to dump grass clippings, brush, and leaves. You can purchase the registration sticker online and have it mailed to you or buy it at City Hall.
Well, although we had plenty of sunshine today, we do have a cold front coming through with some showers for the evening, and then we're going to turn our attention to more activity later Sunday and Sunday night that could involve rain and snow and also wind. But overall, not too bad of conditions today. We got to 50 degrees in most areas, besides the snowpack areas where it's still at the deepest, remaining in the 40s. But there is some colder air on the way, given that we do have a cold front with a line of showers coming through. These are the wind speeds too, and some of these wind speeds could get a little bit higher as the showers come through. We actually could see a bit of rain change to snow as they come through at times. They won't last too long, but it will be kind of a chilly evening once they do pass. As we kind of time it out, really once they pass, this kind of skipped over it. By the time we get through about 9 to 10, most of it will be to the southeast. Then we're going to have clearing skies. Colder conditions tonight, definitely that you're going to feel it waking up tomorrow morning, as temperatures are going to be in the teens with maybe a little bit of a wind chill in some areas that bring it down closer to 10 degrees. But it will be quiet, and that's good news for Saturday. It's going to be staying dry conditions as we go throughout, with high temperatures generally in the 40s, which is a little bit below average, but the winds will be light. We won't be dealing with that, and it'll continue to be dry. But then as we turn our attention to Saturday night and to Sunday, we're going to get a little bit more wet, some snow, definitely wind. Not expecting any major snow event like we had this last system, but it could impact travel, and we'll break that down a bit later.
All right. Thanks, Greg. Well, last year, HSHS closed its 2 hospitals in the Chippewa Valley, a move that left residents scrambling to find care.
So what does local health care look like now? News 8 Now's Grace Monk joins us in the newsroom with the answer.
Several providers have stepped up to fill the gap left by the closure of Sacred Heart and St. Joseph's hospitals. Last March, Chippewa Valley residents lost 2 hospitals.
Whenever a community faces a large challenge, it's very scary. What does that mean for me as a person who lives in this community?
They had been here over 125 years, and it was shock.
The closures left the community without services like emergency care and labor and delivery. It also left more than 1,400 people without jobs.
Having to travel far for even basic health care like emergency room, right? That puts a lot of strain on individuals, whether they can't access transportation, which means higher utilization of our EMS, families being able to come and visit spouses.
Nearby clinics and hospitals took in as many patients as they could.
In Eau Claire, there were 2 other hospitals, and the 2 hospitals tried to take on the increased load.
While health providers and elected officials searched for a solution, the Chippewa Valley Health Cooperative was formed following the closure. They announced plans to open a new hospital in Lake Hallie.
A 48-bed hospital with all of the healthcare services. Emergency.
March Madness is in full swing, but today the fun wasn't just on the courts nationwide, it was in our community as well. Citizens State Bank hosted a March Madness event at the La Crosse Cafe. Attendees enjoying some coffee, brats, and a little chance to shoot some hoops. The bank CEO says the event is a fun way to show their customers appreciation.
Behind me is our core values. You see way at the end, fun is our first core value. If you can't have fun in this organization, this isn't the place for you. Probably if you're a customer or an employee. So we're having a little fun with the NCAA. Who doesn't, follow the NCAA and like to have fun? So we take this opportunity to have fun with our customers, show we appreciate them.
The NCAA tournament runs through April 7th with the national championship game at the Alamo Dome. President Trump to dismantle the Department of Education.
How will the move impact schools across the country? Those details up next.
At Ashley, we're celebrating 80 years of innovation, style, and value. Discover our selection of luxury pieces for designer looks without the high-end price tag. Plus, eye-catching curated deals under $5.99. Don't miss the Ashley 80th anniversary sale.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources now. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org.
How corrupt is Brad Schimmel? Let's count the ways. 1. Schimmel gave a plea deal to a man caught with child porn after the man's lawyer gave his campaign thousands of dollars. 2. Schimmel let 6,000 rape kits sit untested for years, then lied about it. 3. Schimmel took thousands in campaign contributions from opioid makers, then refused to go after them when opioid deaths spiked. That's Brad Schimmel, and he's way too corrupt for the Supreme Court.
After more than 30 years in banking, I have seen a lot of changes in the housing market and in home lending. The one thing that has not changed is my dedication to get to know you and your individual mortgage needs. There are many home loan programs out there today. We can sit down or talk over the phone to figure out what home loan program is best for you. Come see me and let's talk.
Celebrate Ashley's 80th anniversary by getting a great night's sleep. Buy a Beauty Rest Black mattress and get a free adjustable base, plus 0% interest for 80 months when you buy in store. Don't miss the Ashley 80th anniversary sale. Shop in-store and online.
The dismantling of the Department of Education has officially begun.
Thursday, President Donald Trump signed an executive order directing the Education Secretary to take steps towards the department's closure. Lee Waldman is live in New York. Lee, what does this mean for students and their families?
We're going to be returning education very simply back to the states where it belongs.
While it would take an act of Congress to completely eliminate the Department of Education, President Donald Trump is fulfilling a campaign promise by beginning to dismantle it.
The Department of Education will be much smaller than it is today. As you know, the president's executive order directed Linda McMahon to greatly minimize the agency.
The Department of Education was created by then President Jimmy Carter in 1979. It oversees national education policy and administers federal grant programs for schools across the country. Kim Anderson, executive director of the National Education Association, worries children in public schools will suffer if it is dismantled.
This is going to impact every student across the country because of the reach of federal programs and federal funds that provide the resources that students need to thrive.
Thursday, Trump made assurances that two of the DOE's key programs, Title I, which provides funding for low-income schools, and the IDEA program, which provides schools with money to meet the needs of children with disabilities, won't be impacted. Anderson has her doubts.
There is no way that when you cut funding, can you have the kinds of small class sizes that ensure that students get the attention that they need.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
Critical weather balloon launches are being cut across the U.S.
What this could mean for future weather predictions.
Yeah, unfortunately, Saturday is going to be dry, but we're going to wake up probably to Sunday to some wet conditions, and that could eventually change to maybe some snow Sunday night. We'll break all that down and show you what Monday and next week's going to look like, too. That coming up in the First One Weather Update after the break.
You wouldn't buy the first vehicle you saw.
Trust me, it's perfectly safe.
I'll take it. So don't hire the first personal injury lawyer you call.
Trust me.
Where do I sign? Object to anything less than the best. Call BGR.
Verizon and AT&T announced price hikes a total of 10 times in the past 2 years. Doesn't that blow your mind? Families can switch to T-Mobile and get all the benefits of their plans while saving 20%. T-Mobile blows the competition away. T-Mobile will also give you up to $800 when you switch. Mind blown. Is that a jet engine?
Go to T-Mobile.com to see how families can save 20% and get $800.
That's lunch.
It's amazing all the work that goes into growing this little guy. The research you've done over the past decades is critical to grow a good quality crop.
The UW-Madison has developed light casts to help farmers manage leaf blight before it takes root in potato fields.
I can't really overstate how important that is.
What's at stake isn't just the crop in the ground, it's the sustainability of your family farm.
This partnership really makes me proud to be a Wisconsin farmer.
One Wisconsin, on Wisconsin.
Voters deserve to know what our records are.
Susan Crawford's record? Disturbing and dangerous. A 7-year-old girl sexually assaulted. The attacker faced 100 years. Crawford let him off with only 4.
I don't regret that sentence.
A 5-year-old violated. The predator should have rotted in prison. He got out in just 2 years. She protected them, not us.
I don't regret that sentence. I am proud of the work that I've done.
Susan Crawford, putting criminals over your kids.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 HR-V.
Hiring the wrong personal injury attorney can cost you a lot. Researching personal injury attorneys costs you nothing. We're confident that your research will lead you to buy Goff and Rohde. BGR, object to anything less than the best.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
The National Weather Service has cut more forecast critical weather balloon launches at 8 sites in the U.S.
The reductions are due to staffing shortages brought on by the Trump administration's effort to reduce government staffing and expenses. The cuts will result in reduced forecast accuracy, including for all private industry forecasts that rely on National Weather Service data.
Hundreds of specialists were laid off earlier this month. Agency officials want to fire or put on leave another 1,000 employees.
Well, if we had a weather balloon in La Crosse today, I would say it was overcast. Greg said it was sunny. I don't remember seeing any sun.
Got some sun out there for sure, and typical spring-like temperatures, but might have some wet conditions this weekend in the Coulee region, Greg.
And we might have wet conditions this evening, too. We do have that showers coming through. But, yeah, typical temperatures today for the end of March. If we didn't have the snow on the ground around La Crosse and some of the areas, it would probably be a bit warmer. But here's that line of showers kind of right along this cold front that will be coming through here this evening. A lot of this may not be reaching the ground. If it does, could be a little bit of a gusty winds behind it. Yeah, you could see maybe some areas rain turn to snow in some of the stronger showers that come through. But all in all, this is going to progress through the evening, so you might see that for some of the areas. As we kind of time out, by the time we get really past about 6 to 7, a lot of this activity is going to be to the east for La Crosse. So areas up to the north, including Eau Claire, they'll start clearing out skies. That wind will pick up behind the cold front, so it won't be that pleasant of an evening, even though we'll have clearing skies. By the time we get to 10 p.m., you can see these temperatures. Some are lowering closer to freezing or in the 30s with that northwest wind kind of breezy, so it'll make it feel more like maybe the low 20s or even the teens this evening. So not quite that pleasant as we like. But overall, really generally clear skies minus some clouds up towards Rusk County overnight. Temperatures are lowering back into the 20s and teens, so once again colder. We should be the mid-20s about for average low. Tomorrow we won't quite get to average high either. We'll probably be more in the 40s, upper 30s. Lighter winds, plenty of sunshine though, but still it won't feel as what it should be. Now going into Saturday night, cloud cover will start increasing. The first wave coming across is probably closer to midnight. This activity may or may not reach the ground, but the winds will pick up ahead of it. This boundary will come through, and then the main line associated with this next system is going to be coming through some point probably after 5 a.m. with a line of showers, light rain. Looks like this heavier amounts or even thunderstorm potential stays to the south of the area. And as right now, the snow rain line, at least initially, starts to the northeast of the area. So I think everyone will see just rain, at least in the morning. While this comes across, another band will probably develop closer to when the cold front then comes through, which will be more in the afternoon time frame, about 1 to 2. The winds will pick up behind this, but still this should probably remain as rain, although there could be a little bit more potential for mix towards Rush County area. And then once that pushes east, most of the evening will just be gusty west winds with occasional showers, and some of this eventually going into Sunday night as it wraps around. Could be in the form of snow, but light amounts, but the wind will be a factor. The temperatures will still continue to fall. So that's kind of what we're looking with this system. Nothing like we saw last time. Now for the snow amounts, most of the accumulation is staying east of I-94. Ladysmith may pick up a couple inches. Everywhere else is kind of in that wraparound moisture. Sunday night could pick up maybe a trace to a ½ inch if you get one of these showers to come through. So that's why the Monday morning commute could see some issues, because this might linger into Monday morning. So some slick spots definitely are possible. The winds definitely will increase when that front comes through in the afternoon. We'll see the winds turn from south, and then they'll turn around to the west, and then we'll see gusts potentially 40 to 45. So the wind will probably be the main story Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Gusty winds, as much of the precipitation will change. But overall, here's what we're expecting. South of I-90, just some light winds, light rain and wind will be the main story. Could see a little mixture between 90 and 94. I think Sunday night there's some potential for some snow, but not a lot. And then north of 994, that's where you could see towards Rusk County the accumulation. We're only expecting maybe about 1, possibly 2 inches. Otherwise, next week, once we get past kind of a chilly Monday, we start warming up slowly with another system approaching by the end of the week. And yes, if we play our cards right, hopefully, and we don't have a lot of clouds coming in Friday early, we might get close to 70.
There we go.
Maybe.
Not 100%.
It's a week away, so, you know, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, it is a warming trend. Definitely will happen next week.
Excellent.
Looks
Thanks,
good.
Greg. Coming up next in sports, Day 2 of the boys state basketball tournament. Cochran Fountain City taking center stage, hoping for their first win in Madison. Cade is next.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Miss a story? See it again or watch us live on YouTube at WKBT News 8 Now.
We all have a friend who loves the McDonald's hot, crispy Filet-O-Fish. My friend, you could be that friend.
Hurry in and get 2 Filet-O-Fish sandwiches for just $6.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where Little Empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, Little Empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities to bring you closer to the people and places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. Get Spectrum Internet Premier for $30 per month when bundled plus a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-440-0029. Spectrum Internet puts streaming live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips.
Home Seasonal Concepts is now open, and right now get a free custom order patio fabric upgrade from top brands Homecrest and Tropitone. Plus, get an extra 7% off sale prices and pay no interest for 1 year on porch and patio at Home Seasonal Concepts.
A 5-year-old girl violated. The predator faced up to 60 years behind bars. Radical Susan Crawford sided with him, released on a $500 bond, and lived across from a school. His sentence, just 4 years in prison. Now he's free, all because Susan Crawford and her warped, soft-on-crime agenda. Catch and release Crawford. Don't take the risk. Fair Courts America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
Day 2 of the WIAA Boys State Basketball Tournament. Yesterday we saw the Blue Goals advance to the championship round, and now we've got the Cochran Fountain City Pirates making just their second appearance at state. And it was an early morning for them, a 9 a.m. tip. Our own Jacob Lensdorf was there and has the report.
Well, Kate, the saying goes, the early bird gets the worm. No worms up for grabs this morning, but there was a spot in the Division 5 state championship game on the line. Cochran Fountain City looking for their first ever win at the state tournament. Pirates taking on Turtle Lake, coached by Angela Wagner, who's believed to be the first woman to coach a boys team at state. Good start for CFC in this one. Ball swung out to Reed Schmidt-Connect, and he connects to get the top-seeded Pirates on the board. The story of the first half, though, was this guy right here, Cameron Lipinski. Too much space at the top of the key for the senior, and he drills it. Then Cochran Fountain City turns the Lakers over, and look out below. Lipinski skies for a big-time jam. He had 18 of his team's 36 points at halftime. Then in half number 2, CFC getting some production out of Porter Erat. His attempt from downtown is money, and the Pirates will play for a gold ball as they get the win at 66-54 over Turtle Lake.
It means a lot. As a senior, I mean, got to give it our all in the one last ride. So, I mean, hopefully we can get it done, make some school history, but we're here to play, we're here to win.
You know, these guys listen really well. They're always paying attention. They're always learning. They're always asking questions. And when I can put what I know from the past to how good of ball players these guys are, it makes things very successful.
So 2 area teams could be crowned champions tomorrow, and they're both kicking off the fun as Cochran Fountain City will begin the day at 11:05 against Sheboygan Lutheran, and then following that one is Aquinas taking on Bonduel in the Division 4 state championship. In Madison, Jacob Lensdorf, News 8 Now Sports.
So 2 teams in the championship, and on the Minnesota side, the Caledonia boys will look to make it 3 as the Warriors taking on undefeated Albany at 6 o'clock tonight at Williams Arena in Minneapolis. I'll have an update from that one later tonight. Also, we've got the Marquette Golden Eagles in action. More March Madness. How's your guys' brackets?
I mean, the Final Four is intact.
Hey, that's all we
Last
need.
I checked, I'm 17 out of 19.
Well, I've got one.
Aren't I tied with you right now?
I don't know about the seniors. I've got a bracket where I've only missed 2, but I just can't wait for it to come all crashing down, because you know it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
It always does.
That's the most fun part of this whole experience.
Have it all come crashing down.
Get your hopes up and then have them crush down. Roller coaster. All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun they're having, it's easy to take for granted how they warm up by the fire or simply adjusting their thermostat. But for some of us, it's not that easy. Some of us need to decide whether to heat or to eat, or to further neglect our basic survival needs. We are working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans, all struggling to pay record heating bills. These dangerous temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for us. They can be deadly. If you are struggling to decide if you can put food on the table or heat your home, please reach out for a hand up. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
I was in a very bad relationship. After that, I made it my mission to help people. Brad Schimmel really wanted to know, how can we help survivors? He got right in there with me and did the work that needed to be done. I know Brad, the person, and I know how passionate he is about helping people, women, sexual assault victims, children. He has made it his life's mission to help families. I know that about him.
All right, we have a line of showers progressing southeast. You can see those are the wind gusts. I think Preston has had a gust of 36 with them. So some of these could produce some gusty winds. It definitely won't be a pleasant Friday evening as a cold front's coming through. So those winds will continue a little bit behind this line of showers. Otherwise, kind of a cold Saturday. Rain comes back in Sunday. Some change over to snow potentially Sunday night. And then slippery roads potential Monday morning commute. Otherwise, we'll definitely warm up next week. It's going to take to the end of the week to do it.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 11.